Amazon rainforest is not merely a forest. It is a living system, a colossal organism that breathes, evolves, and reshapes itself every single moment, stretching across more than 6,700,000 square kilometers. It spans multiple countries and dominates the continent like a green ocean, endless and impenetrable. From above, it appears calm, almost peaceful, a blanket of deep green stretching to the horizon. But beneath that surface lies one of the most complex and intense ecosystems ever known to exist on Earth. This is a world where life does not simply flourish, it collides, competes, and constantly fights for dominance. The Amazon is home to nearly 10% of all known species on the planet. That number alone is staggering, but even it fails to capture the true scale of life hidden within its depths. Scientists estimate that more than 40,000 species of plants grow here, forming dense layers of vegetation that trap moisture and block sunlight from reaching the ground. These towering trees create a canopy so thick that in many areas daylight barely penetrates to the forest floor, leaving vast regions in permanent shadow. Within its waters, more than 3,000 species of freshwater fish navigate an ever-changing environment of flooded forests, winding rivers, and dark, sediment-filled channels. Some are small and nearly invisible, while others grow to enormous sizes, dominating their aquatic territories with quiet efficiency. Above the water and within the trees, over 1,300 species of birds fill the air with movement and sound, each uniquely adapted to survive in a vertical world where space is limited and competition is relentless. Mammals, reptiles, and amphibians thrive here as well, their numbers reaching into the hundreds of species, each occupying a specific niche within this vast biological network. From elusive predators that roam silently beneath the canopy to brightly colored amphibians hidden among leaves and branches, every organism is part of an intricate system that has evolved over millions of years. And yet, despite everything that has already been discovered, the Amazon remains largely unknown. Scientists continue to uncover new species at an astonishing rate, with a new organism being documented every 2 to 3 days. This constant discovery reveals a truth that is both fascinating and humbling. Humanity has not yet fully understood this place, not even close. The richness of life here is not random. It is the result of an incredibly complex structure that exists both horizontally and vertically. The Amazon is not a single uniform environment, but a multi-layered world divided into distinct ecological zones. At the lowest level lies the forest floor, a dark and humid environment where decomposition and decay dominate. Here, nutrients are recycled rapidly, feeding the entire ecosystem from below. Above it rises the understory, a dense layer of shrubs, vines, and young trees struggling to reach the light. This is a place of shadows and silence, where visibility is limited and movement is cautious. Creatures that live here rely on stealth, camouflage, and heightened senses to survive. Higher still is the canopy, the most active and competitive layer of the forest. This is where the majority of life exists. Branches intertwine to form a continuous network that supports countless species of animals and plants. Sunlight is scarce even here, and access to it becomes one of the most valuable resources in the entire ecosystem. Plants compete aggressively to grow taller, while animals compete for food, territory, and survival in a space that is constantly in motion. At the very top, a few towering trees rise above the rest, forming what is known as the emergent layer. These giants are exposed to intense sunlight, wind, and rain, creating a harsh environment where only the most resilient species can survive. This vertical structure transforms the Amazon into a three-dimensional battlefield. Life does not just spread across the land. It exists above, below, and within every possible space, creating an environment of constant interaction and competition. Every organism must adapt not only to its surroundings, but also to the countless other species that share the same limited resources. Adding to this complexity is the climate itself. The Amazon experiences heavy rainfall throughout the year, with some regions receiving up to 2,300 millimeters annually. This creates an environment of extreme humidity, where the ground is often muddy and unstable, and visibility is reduced by dense vegetation and constant moisture in the air. Flooding further transforms the landscape. During the rainy season, vast areas of forest become submerged, forcing land animals to retreat to higher ground and allowing aquatic species to expand their territory deep into the forest. Trees stand partially underwater for months, creating a surreal world where fish swim among branches and predators hunt in places that are dry land for the rest of the year. These ever-changing conditions make survival incredibly difficult. Animals cannot rely on a single strategy. They must constantly adapt to shifting environments, fluctuating food sources, and the presence of countless predators and competitors. As a result, the Amazon has become a place where evolution operates at full intensity. Predators grow more efficient, prey become more elusive, and every species develops unique adaptations to survive in this relentless environment. Some rely on speed, others on camouflage, and many on specialized senses that allow them to detect danger before it is seen. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the Amazon is not just its diversity, but its interdependence. Every species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Plants produce oxygen and provide shelter. Insects pollinate and decompose. Predators control populations. Even microorganisms contribute to the recycling of nutrients that sustain life throughout the forest. This delicate balance creates a system that is both incredibly resilient and surprisingly fragile. A disruption in one part of the ecosystem can ripple outward, affecting countless other species in ways that are difficult to predict. In this world, there is no true isolation. Everything is connected. And within that connection lies the true nature of the Amazon. It is not just a place of beauty or abundance. It is a place of constant tension where life pushes against its limits every single day. Here, survival is not guaranteed. It is earned through adaptation, strength, and sometimes sheer luck. Every creature that exists within this vast forest is part of an ongoing struggle, a silent and endless conflict that shapes the very fabric of life itself. And as we begin to explore deeper into this world, one question becomes impossible to ignore. In a place where power takes so many different forms, where strength, intelligence, speed, and cooperation all determine survival, Who truly holds the ultimate power of the Amazon rainforest? Hidden within the damp and shadowy depths of the Amazon forest floor lives a creature that rarely reveals itself, yet commands silent dominance over its domain. This is the Goliath bird-eater, scientifically known as Theraphosa blondi, the largest spider on Earth by mass, a predator perfectly adapted to thrive in a world where light is scarce and danger is constant. With a leg span that can reach up to 30 centimeters, and a body built for strength rather than speed, it is a living embodiment of patience, precision, and raw, predatory instinct. Despite its intimidating size, the Goliath does not roam openly through the forest. Instead, it spends most of its life hidden beneath the ground, inside deep, humid burrows carved into the soft soil, where darkness and silence provide the perfect cover for ambush. In this environment, vision is almost useless, and survival depends on senses far more refined than sight. The Goliath bird-eater relies on specialized sensory hairs that cover its legs and body, allowing it to detect the slightest vibrations traveling through the ground. Every movement nearby, every step of an insect, every subtle shift in the soil is translated into information. It does not need to see its prey. It feels it. This ability transforms the spider into a highly efficient hunter in a place where most creatures struggle to navigate. Unlike many other spiders, it does not spin webs to trap its victims. Instead, it waits. Motionless at the entrance of its burrow, it remains perfectly still, conserving energy while the forest moves around it. Time has little meaning here. Minutes can stretch into hours, and hours into days. But when the opportunity finally arrives, the attack is instantaneous. With explosive speed, the spider lunges forward, using its powerful legs to seize the prey before it has any chance to react. Its weapon is not just strength, but precision. Two large fangs, capable of piercing tough exoskeletons and even the skin of small vertebrates, inject venom directly into the victim. This venom, while not usually fatal to humans, is more than enough to overwhelm insects, amphibians, and small mammals. Once the prey is subdued, the spider begins a process that is as efficient as it is unsettling: external digestion. Digestive enzymes are injected into the body of the prey, breaking down tissues into liquid form, allowing the spider to consume its meal without the need to chew. Despite its name, the Goliath bird-eater rarely consumes birds. Its diet is far more opportunistic, consisting mainly of large insects, worms, frogs, rodents, and occasionally small reptiles that wander too close. In the unpredictable environment of the Amazon, flexibility is key to survival, and the Goliath takes advantage of any available food source that crosses its path. But even a predator of this size is not without threats. The forest floor is filled with danger, and the Goliath must defend itself against birds, coatis, and parasitic wasps that specialize in targeting spiders. When threatened, it does not immediately rely on its bite. Instead, it uses one of its most unique defensive mechanisms, urticating hairs. By rapidly rubbing its hind legs against its abdomen, the spider releases a cloud of microscopic barbed hairs into the air. These hairs can irritate the skin, damage the eyes, and cause severe discomfort to any predator that gets too close, creating an effective barrier without direct confrontation. If the threat persists, the spider escalates its warning. It raises its front legs, exposing its fangs, and produces a hissing sound by rubbing parts of its body together, a clear signal that it is prepared to fight. This combination of intimidation, chemical defense, and physical power allows it to survive in an environment where even the strongest creatures must remain cautious. The Goliath bird eater is more than just a fearsome predator. It plays a crucial role in maintaining balance within the ecosystem, controlling populations of insects and small animals that would otherwise grow unchecked. In a forest where every species is interconnected, even a creature that spends most of its life hidden underground contributes to the stability of the entire system. In the darkness of the Amazon floor, power does not always announce itself. It waits, unseen, unheard, and underestimated. And when the moment comes, it strikes with a force that reminds us of a simple truth. In this forest, size is not the only measure of dominance. Sometimes, the true rulers are the ones you never see coming. Beneath the dark and murky waters of the Amazon rivers, where visibility fades and shapes dissolve into shadow, lives a creature that does not rely on speed, claws, or teeth to dominate its environment. It controls something far more powerful: electricity. This is the electric eel, scientifically known as Electrophorus electricus, one of the most extraordinary predators in the natural world, a living generator capable of producing bursts of energy strong enough to stun, paralyze, and control everything around it, reaching lengths of up to 2.5 meters and weighing over 20 kilograms. It moves slowly through the water, almost lazily, conserving energy while its true weapon remains invisible, silent, and deadly. In the Amazon, water is rarely clear. Sediment, decaying organic matter, and constant movement turn rivers into a thick, opaque environment where vision becomes unreliable. For most predators, this is a limitation. For the electric eel, it is an advantage. Instead of relying on sight, it has evolved a biological system that allows it to sense the world through electricity. By emitting low-voltage pulses, it creates an invisible field around its body, detecting distortions caused by nearby objects and living creatures. This ability acts like a natural radar, allowing it to navigate, hunt, and identify prey even in complete darkness. But detection is only the beginning. When the moment comes to attack, the electric eel transforms from a passive observer into a force of overwhelming power. Within its body are specialized organs composed of thousands of electrocytes, cells that function like tiny batteries. When activated simultaneously, they generate high-voltage discharges that can reach up to 800 volts. In an instant, the surrounding water becomes a conduit for electricity, and anything within range is struck by a powerful shock. Muscles lock, nerves fail, and the prey loses all control of its body. Unlike traditional predators, the eel does not need to chase or struggle. It simply approaches the immobilized target and consumes it at its own pace. Fish, amphibians, and even small mammals that enter the water can become victims of this silent attack. In some cases, the eel can emit rapid bursts of electricity to force hidden prey to reveal themselves, triggering involuntary muscle movements that expose their location. It does not just hunt, it controls the battlefield. This electrical power is not only used for hunting, it is also a highly effective defense mechanism. In a river filled with predators, the ability to generate high-voltage shocks creates a natural deterrent. When threatened, the electric eel can release repeated discharges, forming a protective barrier that few animals are willing to challenge. Even large predators hesitate when faced with an opponent that can attack without physical contact. Despite its fearsome abilities, the electric eel is not a mindless killer. It is part of a delicate balance within the Amazon ecosystem, helping regulate populations of smaller aquatic animals and maintaining stability in an environment where resources are constantly shifting. Its presence ensures that no single species dominates, preserving the dynamic equilibrium that defines life in these waters. In a world where strength is often measured in teeth and muscle, the electric eel represents a different kind of power, invisible, precise, and overwhelming. It does not need to be seen to be feared. It does not need to chase to win. Because in the silent depths of the Amazon, the most dangerous force is not always the one you can see. Sometimes, it is the one you feel only when it is already too late. In the dense shadows of the Amazon, where the forest closes in and every movement is concealed by layers of leaves and darkness, there exists a predator that moves between worlds with unmatched mastery. On land, it is silent and invisible. In water, it is powerful and precise. This is the jaguar, scientifically known as Panthera onca, the true ruler of the Amazon rainforest, a creature that combines strength, intelligence, and adaptability into one of the most efficient hunting machines in nature. Unlike most big cats, the jaguar is not confined to a single domain. It thrives both on land and in water, expanding its territory and access to prey in ways that few predators can match. Its muscular body, compact yet incredibly powerful, allows it to move with explosive force, while its golden coat patterned with dark rosettes provides near-perfect camouflage under the broken light of the forest canopy. In the shifting shadows of the Amazon, it becomes almost impossible to detect until it chooses to reveal itself. Vision is one of its greatest advantages. Its eyes are adapted to low light conditions, allowing it to hunt effectively during dusk and night, when many of its prey are most active. Combined with acute hearing and an extraordinary sense of awareness, the jaguar can detect even the smallest movement in its environment. It does not rush into action. It observes, calculates, and waits for the perfect moment. When the hunt begins, it is swift and decisive. Unlike other big cats that rely on suffocation, the jaguar uses a unique and devastating technique. With a single powerful bite, it pierces directly through the skull of its prey, crushing bone with a force unmatched among cats of its size. This method allows it to end the struggle almost instantly, minimizing risk and conserving energy. It is a strategy refined through evolution, one that reflects both precision and overwhelming strength. Its diet is as diverse as the environment it inhabits. From deer and capybaras to reptiles such as caimans and turtles, the jaguar is capable of taking down prey that many other predators would avoid. Its ability to swim with ease gives it access to aquatic animals, making it one of the few big cats that actively hunts in water. In this environment, it becomes even more unpredictable, striking from below or from the riverbank with equal efficiency. Despite its dominance, the jaguar is a solitary creature. It does not rely on a group, nor does it share its territory willingly. Each individual controls a vast area, marked and defended with quiet authority. Communication is subtle but effective. Scent markings and deep, resonant calls that echo through the forest, signaling presence and warning rivals to stay away. Yet even as a top predator, the jaguar plays a crucial role beyond hunting. It is a keystone species, one that helps maintain balance within the ecosystem. By controlling populations of herbivores and other animals, it prevents overgrazing and ensures the stability of plant life, which in turn supports countless other species. Without it, the delicate balance of the Amazon could begin to unravel. What makes the jaguar truly remarkable is not just its power, but its versatility. It adapts to changing environments.
In the endless green silence of the Amazon, nothing remains unchanged. Every shadow hides a story. Every river carries a secret. And every heartbeat is part of a struggle that never truly ends. This is not just a forest. It is a living world where power is not defined by size alone, but by adaptation, intelligence, and survival itself. And as night falls once again over this vast wilderness, one truth becomes clear. The Amazon does not belong to any single creature. It belongs to life itself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the wild, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected for more untold secrets of nature and wildlife. Yida Haina Apni.